Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli. Welcome back to
The Cimorelli Podcast.
Yay!
I'm
so excited. Ooh, hello, guys. Welcome to the first ever live episode of the Cimorelli Podcast.
This is so cool.
We have never done this before live. If you're a fan of the podcast, you know that. But if you're brand new, you don't know we've never done this live before. So this is a historic moment. It's our very first time doing this. So I'm very, 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 very excited that we're doing it live. You know, it's a cool new challenge. So I'm really excited about that. I was going to say Amy's face being blocked by a shadow. Anyway, if you don't know what Cimorelli Podcast is, I'm going to tell you right now. The Cimorelli Podcast is a fun, uplifting podcast that we do together, you know, as this nice group of gals. But we also focus on self-improvement and personal growth, which seems to be one of your guys' favorite things about this podcast. And we share juicy stories. We discuss personal topics. We get vulnerable and real with you guys on this podcast. Every other episode, meaning like this is episode 1, but episode 2 will be another episode. That will only be on Patreon. Then episode 3 will be back on YouTube. Episode 4 only on Patreon. So every other episode is available only on our Patreon, patreon.com/Cimorelli. You can join, and not only will you get the podcast, you'll get a ton of other stuff on our Patreon. Our Patreon is really, really, really cool. And if you are into self-improvement and personal growth, you will love our Patreon because we focus on those topics a lot. And guys, special surprise at the end of this episode and every live episode we do, we're going to be doing a live Q&A with you guys. So you're going to get to ask questions, and several of you are going to be the questions that end up in the episode to go on YouTube forever and ever, a part of history. So stay on till the end, and you can be a part of the live Q&A, which I'm really excited about.
You're going to say a part of history.
Okay, yeah, a part of history. So to start this off, guys, we are bringing back something we used to do that you guys loved, and this is highly requested. So by popular demand, we are bringing back highs and lows.
Ooh.
Or some people call it his and laws.
I remember.
His and laws.
Wins and losses.
Who wants to get going?
Neediest to start, right?
Neediest to prepare.
Okay, I will start with a disclaimer. I am learning. I have a really bad dust allergy, and it is very dusty in here. No offense to this room. So I will be coughing and sneezing probably a lot, but it is just a dust allergy. I just want to make that clear.
Wait, this is your low?
No, I'm doing that.
This is what I'm
What's
your low?
My low is we had a very long week of like working and just a lot of
Rearranging
stuff.
furniture.
Yes. A lot of stuff was happening this week. And that was my low. Just like I had a million mental breakdowns. And then
The week
the
was a low.
high was in the midst of one of my mental breakdowns. Lauren says, I'm bored. And then
She started screaming at me.
I literally started screaming, but like,
No, she's like,
I literally started yelling, hard. And I don't know why.
It
It
was
just-
the funniest thing I've
We-
ever experienced.
I'm screaming.
It was so funny.
And we're both cracking up. And then I think Ariel was there watching, like, what is going on? And then I really just let it out in that moment, and it was really funny. So yeah.
It's very unique.
I was yelling at Lauren.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fine.
All right, let's go next. What's the high and low of your week?
My low was pretty much the whole week was really overwhelming, and I was dying, and I had breakdowns this morning. But they witnessed that, so they can probably confirm that my low was just a few hours ago. But my high was either when I watched Coco, which I loved, which is really amazing, highly recommend if you haven't seen it, Or when my fiance and I found this amazing hiking trail that we're obsessed with, and we've been going on hikes, get away from everyone, be in the trees. So actually probably the hike, because that was really beautiful. So hiking.
Where?
Okay, my low has been like a continuous low for the past like couple weeks, but really it's just the whole thing of Max and my fiance. If you are watching, so you know that I'm engaged. I'm also engaged, and my fiance and I are supposed to be getting married this year, but our wedding is definitely going to be affected by coronavirus. So, yeah, more on that later, the coronavirus. But it's been really hard trying to come to terms with that because we've had such a vision for this for so long, and now it's like probably going to be changing a lot, and just trying to like come to terms with that. So I've probably cried many times in the last week and couple of weeks, but it's okay. I'm just adjusting to different things of it being different than I thought.
It's your low.
And then that's my low, yes. And then my high, did I say that was my high?
I was like, did you
No,
say a high
no,
one?
no.
I couldn't
Okay,
tell
cool.
you said
I was
it.
like, crap, did I say that was my high? Okay, that was not a high. That if you couldn't tell, that was a low. And then my high is that also my fiance and I are looking for the next place we're going to live. So
Ooh, a boat?
no.
A whole
Trying to keep it very
An abandoned
neutral
boxcar?
for privacy reasons. But
Safety.
we're living in some type of abode that we may possibly have found, and we will see, and we're very excited about it. So that's like definitely a bright spot in the
A light in
clouds.
the darkness.
So
Oh, something I want to tell everyone that I forgot before we move on is you guys, right now, we're doing a very like simple, primitive live stream. I feel like I can't even put those words together, but it's a simple live stream, and we've been working a lot on different things this week to put together a really professional live stream. So I'm hoping within the next week or two, the next episode you guys see is going to be like, whoa, but just know this is our like simple live stream, and this podcast live streaming episodes thing is going to get better and better. All right, Lauren?
My low was, as everyone said, it was a really crazy week. So on Sunday night, I had a breakdown about it, and I was just like, what am I gonna do? So that was not fun. But then I just wrote everything down that I was freaking out about, and then I realized, like, okay, I'll survive if I just do this backup plan. Got it in the bag. And then my high was probably today because I needed a lot of help with something, and a lot of people helped me, and it really warmed my heart because just like, I've always been the type of person like, oh, don't want to ask for help, don't want to like burden people, but I actually did, and everyone helped, so it was really nice for my soul. Yeah,
Love that.
Amazing.
Love to see it.
Well, my low of my week was really similar to everyone else's.
It's crazy. It's like we all live the same week.
It's so weird. It was a crazy week due to a lot of different projects, plus we had to reschedule and change a lot of things, obviously, due to the current climate. So we had to make a lot of changes, which was very challenging this week. So I, of course, as like everyone else, had a mental breakdown on Wednesday. And I did the same thing Lauren did. I journaled. I worked through it. I did a major self-care night. I felt so much better after. So I think it actually turned out to be my high after I did the self-care night, because I woke up the next morning and felt so good and went on a walk in the sun. So it was like my low, and then it turned into a high. Did everyone go?
Yep.
All right.
You can't have the rainbow without the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the rainbow after the rain.
Lauren is like a bathroom wall painting,
That's me.
just hanging right over the toilet.
I don't know. Maybe on the wall opposing the door.
Okay. Well, the next segment here is the spicy advice Q&A.
Oh,
All right, if you guys are a long-time podcast subscriber, then you will know that we get these questions mainly from our patrons. And so this week our question comes from our patron Caitlin. That kind of rhymes. And she asked, this is a great question for the current climate. How do you deal with stress when too many things are happening and changing at once?
This is relevant for us.
That's extremely
yeah.
relevant. You know what? I'm just going to start right off the bat, because this very much applies to my life, because I'm going through the huge life transition this year of getting married. I don't even know when the heck I'm going to go through another life transition as big as that, with so many things changing. And then you throw a freaking worldwide pandemic into that, and then it just feels like everything that was already insane is like at a boiling point. And I would say the things that have helped me the most, probably 3 things come to mind. Number 1, prayer, because I have definitely like sat in my room at night, lit candles, broken down crying, and just talked to God about it many times, about my disappointment, my heartbreak, my stress. And that's really been the biggest thing that's helped me. Also calling my friends and talking to them, and like just especially ones who are supportive and just very like understanding type of people, like those are the best to talk to. And then I would also say going on walks, especially because that is like the literal bright spot of everything right now, is that it's so nice out. I don't know about you guys, but in Tennessee, it's been sunny and nice and springy. Oh my gosh. I'm like, one thing is right in the world. One thing is happening as it's supposed to. So yeah, that's what helps me the most for sure, when there's all these like moving pieces.
Okay, I feel like I don't want to say too many things. I'll just say like one thing, because I don't want to lay out everything. Everyone's like, well, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
So this, this happens a lot in life, when way too many things happen at once, and you're like, you get super overwhelmed. You start to have like panic attacks possibly, and you're like, how on earth am I going to do all this? I can't keep up with it. There's no way that I can measure up. It's like Lauren's song "Pressure," which was in my
I think about that song all the time.
It's so weird because every time I'm oh, this is so weird. I just realized like when I'm like about to start like breaking down crying for Pressure, my head goes, there's so much pressure. And I'm like, hey, this isn't a really good crying song, but it's like popping in my head right now, which is really weird.
Sounds like
every time.
Version. Yeah, I was
yes,
saying,
yes. No,
we need
oh
a
my
piano
gosh.
version.
Oh my
We
gosh,
stand.
you're right. And then this is a tangent, but I gotta say it. And this reminds me, there's also a song. It's either a song Lisa wrote for us or a song that's Lisa's song. I can't think of it. Maybe it's one of ours. Crap.
How does it
This
go?
also happens. No, I know this song. I'm just trying to think of
it.
what moment it is. There's also a moment that happens where something that Lisa wrote, I can't think if it's one of ours, pops into my head every time where I'm like,
Wait, are you talking about everything you have?
What do you
no.
say? No.
No, I'm
No.
trying to think of which song. Maybe it's I'm always being wrong. It's wrong. I'm like, what? Yeah, when all the pressure like comes in and you're like, I can't do anything right, and then just like, no. It's the same thing that happens. So I'm saying there's 2 situations where I start to break down and then a song pops in my head. Anyway, that was a tangent, but you guys probably relate, so you probably enjoyed
So
it.
you're saying listen to our music when you're feeling stressed, because we have got some good songs for that.
Yes. So, what to do? Well, did you say journaling? You said journaling, right?
No, I didn't say journaling.
I'm going to talk about journaling
More
a little
verbal?
bit. Basically, when you have all these things going on at once, you have to get them out of your head. If you don't get things out of your head and like onto paper, I explode and I can't function. I just can't. So I have to get them out on paper. I have to be able to look at what's going on in my life and be like, how am I going to deal with all this? So I write down every possible thing that's stressing me out, big and small, and I just work through this. Like what Lauren was saying, we did literally the same thing and came to the same conclusions when we were both stressed out. This week, she was just telling us before we did this live stream.
Before the break.
Yeah, she was just telling us before the break. So you write down everything and you go through like, how am I going to deal with this? Or like, what's the worst case scenario? And then I also like to go through the messages I'm telling myself of like, a big one for me this week was like, oh, I'm a failure. I'm failing at everything. I'm going to screw everything up. I'm not going to be able to do any of this stuff. Then I was like, whoa, hold up. And I was like, you're not a failure. You are not a failure.
Like in the
You have a
Leave
lot
In
going
You
on.
video.
Yes.
That pops into my head. I'm like, I'm not a failure. Yes.
I feel like you can go off of what I just said and add to that.
Oh
if you want.
yeah. So when you hear the word journaling, I said that really weird. Sometimes for many of you like that, you're like, you what, mate? Well, you probably didn't think that,
Boring.
but you're like, what? No.
You what, mate?
So my version of that I did, because you think of journaling, you're like, it's taking me 100 years, blah blah. I don't even know what to say. I literally just wrote a note in my phone.
Our little brother
brother
goes open the
just
door. He's so outgoing. Nick. Anyway.
Yeah, I wrote a note in my phone of like everything going on that was stressing me out, like this project, this person, this blah blah, this situation, blah 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 blah. And I went to the core of it, like what you were saying, of like, what is really so stressful about this? Is it that if I feel like if I don't do this right, then I am a failure. I am not worthy of love. Everyone's going to hate me and think that I'm dumb. Like, what's the root of it? Because really, that's what stresses us out. Like, it's not the idea of actually not doing it right. It's what it means if you don't do it right or if you don't complete it. So it's like, what is the meaning that you're giving it? And then also, I had a prison mentality for most of my life where it's just like, however things are, that's just how it is and nothing can change. And so what I also did was I just looked at this week knowing I had so much going on and I wrote a list of what is it that I absolutely must do this week, like can't compromise on, have to do. And I wrote a list of like, it was like 7 things I had to do. And then I was like, okay, if I can just do these must-haves, I'm deleting everything else that's not absolutely necessary. And even on the must-haves, I realized like, okay, every one of these things has like wiggle room, like for a project, like, okay, I could push it a week if we really had to, or like, okay, if I couldn't do it this night, I could technically do it tomorrow morning. Like figuring out the plan Bs for things, because nothing really in life is like, it has to happen on that specific day, on that specific night. Like most things are not like that. So kind of like open your mind and look for the plan B, the other way to do it.
Yeah. Guys,
did you take allergy meds?
I took a decongestant.
What? Okay, I gotta give you one.
All right,
Keep going.
Amy's been sneezing like a sneezing woman.
I gotta give her
for
some meds.
a very long time.
Well, I mean, I took a decongestant earlier, so
You need
I should probably
antihistamine.
wait. Oh.
Different thing. Okay, just go on.
Anywho, truthfully, how I deal with stress is ignoring it and watching television. I have a sneaking suspicion many of you do the same thing. And
We've all done
then
it.
it plagues me, and I'm up in the middle of the night for 4 hours, wondering why I can't sleep. That's why, because I'm ignoring it. So, my advice is don't ignore it. Put the TV down. Just walk away for a minute and do what they said.
Okay, good PSA.
This week, I did not deal with the stress. I pushed all my emotions down and ruined my life. So definitely would not recommend that. I feel like if I was actually going into this week and planning for it, I would be like, okay, first of all, I would have been aware of how much was going to happen because I was completely blindsided. I had no idea. That would have made it worse. So if you can know things ahead of time, that helps. And then, like Lauren said, look at it and see what's necessary and what's not. And just, I think I needed to ask myself, what do I need to survive this week in a good way? Because if I don't get what I need, I won't survive. Which I didn't ask that at all. I was just like, suddenly I'm dying.
And then you'll
This
end
is
up
weird.
yelling, why are you bored at Lauren?
Yes. So just pay more attention going into it. That would help me a lot.
So we're saying for everyone, if you're going through a lot of different changes and different things, you got journaling for sure, so you can actually like figure out what's going on and then figure out your solutions to what's going on, then figure out the feelings behind them, what are the meanings behind them that are really painful, and then get real about if those are actually true. Like, I know I'm not a failure in everything. I'm never going to be a failure in everything. It's just impossible as a human. You're just not going to be a failure in everything, period. And you're not worthless. You just can't do anything to make yourself worthless. But if I don't get down to that place and like work it out with myself, I'm going to be stuck thinking that. So great question. Thank you. If you want to be the spicy advice Q&A question, you're going to have to be a patron. That's where we get our questions from. So hello to all you patrons. You guys, speaking of questions, our live Q&A is going to be at the end of this episode, and you can actually start submitting your questions right now in the chat. We have a team member who is in the chat right now taking a look-see for some questions. So submit your questions for the live Q&A at the end of this episode right now in the chat, and you may be one of the ones that we choose. All right, we are moving on to the topic of discussion. So what is the topic of discussion for today? Well, what else could it be besides quarantine and how we're spending our time and what we're doing and blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about that right now. But guys, we're going to do it in a special way because we have like a little game, kind of. Basically, us old people. I learned that Lauren and Amy, and was it you didn't even know? Okay, those people didn't even know. Did you know what I was talking about when I told
Yes,
you?
I've seen
Okay,
it
so
millions of times.
The old people, the older millennials.
If you're a millennium and you're
No,
not Gen Z,
I
wait,
just
a
call them-
millennial, not Gen
Listen,
Z.
no, you guys are just the Facebook generation. You two.
Yeah, we're the old.
Okay, if
Facebook
you're a
not.
Facebook generation, then you know this. Basically, we saw all over Instagram lots of people posting quarantine bingo. You guys know what bingo is? You know, you got all the squares, and it's like, what have you done during quarantine? There's a list of all these different things, right? So we're going to play that right now, and I'm going to read off all these different items, and we're going to see who has done which ones.
So you're gonna say we're gonna see who's the winner
And who's the loser. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're not. There's no way I'm a loser, but too bad. Just kidding. Okay, ready? So here we go. First item. Didn't brush your teeth. Oh, this is during the quarantine. Did you do any of these things? Didn't brush your teeth until after 11 a.m. Raise your hand if yes.
No,
No, it didn't happen.
I
to
don't
me.
understand that.
they're saying, did you like stay in your bed or your room and you didn't brush your teeth and 11 a.m. came and went and you
You're
still
lying.
hadn't brushed your teeth? That did not happen to me.
I got close. I got to like 9:30, 10:30 maybe because I woke up really, really late. So I got alarmingly close to that. Anyone else?
No,
Can't.
No.
I hate waking up and I just don't like how your mouth tastes. I really need
I
to brush
have
my
to
teeth.
brush my teeth.
True.
100%.
Gross.
True. Okay. Good for you guys. Slept in.
Yes.
Are we supposed to?
didn't
I thought we were
really.
supposed to raise our hands if we did it.
Slept in.
I slept in till like 9:30 is the latest.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
I haven't been able to. I tried. Listen, I didn't even set an alarm today. I tried to sleep in today, but I had so much like anxiety. I woke up
Yeah.
at 8:15. I was like, well, that
Actually,
actually
Hard
sucked.
to sleep in.
Yeah, that's true. I've
It was hard to
definitely
fall asleep, and it was hard to sleep.
woken
in.
up early from anxiety more than sleeping in, but I have
Yeah.
slept in a few times.
Till
woke up-
when?
Probably like 9:30 or maybe no,
not
not
sleeping
maybe
in.
10. No, probably 9 or
That is-
9:30.
Yes,
Listen,
it
I slept
is.
in last weekend, but that's a weekend. So
Well, yeah, because I
don't
usually
have
wake up at
that.
7 or
Guys,
like 8 at the latest.
The way that my body works, I am like floored. If I sleep in till 8, 8:15, 8:30, I'm like, holy crap. I get to 9, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got so much sleep. So I found myself sleeping until like 8:30 this week, which was wild. So that was kind of cool.
Lucky you.
Hey, did you? No?
Yes, but sleeping in meant like 7,
Okay.
that's not
7:30.
Who are you?
Started and finished a book.
No.
I started, but did not finish.
I've
started.
started.
I haven't
started.
I
finished.
have not read one page.
I started a book. I don't remember which
I
one.
started some new like pregnancy, birth related books this week. I think I started 2. Oh wait, no, and I started.
Wait, do the podcast know that you're
attachments.
pregnant?
You guys all know I'm pregnant, right?
Right? You don't
You
guys
know.
better know
The
that.
podcast
Come on.
people know. If you don't know, Christina
She
is
is
pregnant. How far along are you?
I'm 21 weeks.
Wait, what's month wise?
That's I don't know if that's 5 months yet.
I didn't realize it was that far.
It's
Oh
real
my
close.
And
I
do you
got
know
4
what that
months.
means? All of us are going to be
Yeah,
aunts.
it's almost 5 months.
Aunties. Yeah,
Aunties.
yeah.
Wait, so if
This is
you're
going to be one spoiled child.
if you're between 4 and 5, you're like exactly halfway.
I'm past halfway now.
We're
Yes.
halfway there.
Yes, I am halfway. I'm
Okay,
over halfway.
Sorry. Anyway,
That's so
I started a
exciting.
book. We all started some stuff. We didn't finish.
I didn't start one.
I didn't have that much. Okay,
Besides
definitely Lauren did
Lauren.
not.
Lauren read some articles.
Okay, what about this? Rearranged a room or furniture?
Yes.
Yes,
I
Uh,
stand rearranging.
we both did.
Okay, does it count if I bought some organizing things from Amazon and organized my room?
that's
Kind
not
of.
rearranging though.
I didn't rearrange the furniture though.
It's kind of close. I put a rug down, and I didn't do it. I
Yes.
watched. Okay.
I watched a rug.
I watched a rug be put down in my living room.
That makes
Oh,
sense.
that's fun.
That was a rearrangement.
I guess it kind
Not
of-
really. Okay, whatever. Canceled an upcoming trip or vacation?
No.
Yes.
No.
Possibly.
I was gonna
Yes.
go on a trip in 2 weeks, and Lisa also was, and
Ugh.
nope.
I was gonna go to the beach.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
I did not have travel plans.
But
Right
luckily,
now-
I think it's being postponed, so at least we'll still get to do it.
I'm supposed to go on my honeymoon this year, but I don't know if that's going to happen at this point, so we'll
Year?
see.
This year?
Well, I don't want to say
She's
when.
saying large.
but I'm
But
just
you don't know if
saying-
it'll happen this year?
No, I'm
Should
saying
move
I
it?
don't know. I don't know when we're going to be able to
She
postpone.
doesn't know when
yeah.
it'll happen.
So yeah, it just says postpone. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cooked or baked something for the first time? Yes. Yes. Guys, I baked. I never bake. I baked cinnamon.
Oh,
bread.
yes.
Ooh.
I made a cake.
I cooked a bunch of stuff too, so I really got into
I
that.
heated up a can of Mexican soup, some kind of like tortilla soup or something like that.
You've never
for the
done
first
that?
time. I've never made that kind of soup before.
Oh, she tried a new food.
Okay, I'll tell you some of the things I've made. I made a chocolate cake. I made, I think I made cookies. I made.
That's not the first time you made cookies.
No.
new.
I'm doing a spin-off of the question, and I'm saying some things I
Oh,
made. I made
She
chicken
makes the
marsala,
rules.
and I made chicken pot pie. Those are some fun things I made on the
Oh,
porch. Oh, and I made
I
shepherd's
want
pie too.
Chicken pot pie.
I want to
Now I
make
wanna
that.
know real pie.
I want to tell. So I have been wanting to make some grilled cheeses for a while.
Ooh,
Okay,
ooh.
but walk with me here. I don't mean like a grilled cheese. Like
Oh,
I mean
man.
like a Pinterest grilled
Mm,
cheese.
yes.
I pinned all these things with like
I do
breadcrumbs,
this.
all-
bacon.
not
She said
breadcrumbs,
grilled
it's
cheese.
Oh wait, grilled cheese. I was thinking of mac and cheese.
So I made 2 grilled cheeses, okay, and one had just pesto,
Mm.
provolone,
Mm.
and cheddar.
Mm.
And the other one, I don't know if this
That's
is
fancy.
is out of grilled cheese at this point because it has meat in it, but I added salami to that same mixture, and it was both
Ooh.
very, very good.
Ooh, let me tell you what I put into grilled cheese. I put avocado,
Oh, yeah.
and I also sometimes put tomato in. And then I dip it, of course, in tomato soup. Duh.
Next one?
Next is deleted the Facebook app off of your phone.
I did, but that was because I didn't have enough storage.
I deleted Facebook. Okay, guys,
Wait, what
listen.
does this mean to you?
This means
I'll
Okay.
tell you what it
Yeah.
means. Okay. I don't know if you guys go on Facebook or how young you are. You better get some allergy medicine
Did you
soon.
get some?
I feel like I'm getting strangled by.
Okay, we're gonna
Did
get
you
there.
some? Did she give you some?
No, shouldn't ask for
I don't
me.
think we have it.
Okay, I have some in my
Oh,
purse.
label.
So, guys,
Okay.
I'm going to continue on and say that Facebook became a dark place. I don't know if you guys even go on Facebook, but I deleted it because
There was so much drama.
were so many like overly dramatic posts of people taking like one random piece of information that wasn't necessarily a fact and being like, "We're all gonna die," or like just saying things that were very alarming that didn't have facts to back them up yet. Instead of like, "Hey guys, here's a study I saw, pretty interesting. Read it."
It was
See
a
what you think.
vehicle for panic.
People were being like way over the
And
top. And
so
then they were
many
posting
people-
opposite things. So I was scrolling and I'd see one thing, and then I'd see the opposite, and I was like, this is too much. I can't
Yeah,
be
literally
looking at
over the last
opposite
couple of
stuff.
weeks, I've seen countless people being like, "Hey, I'm getting off Facebook. I can't take this anymore."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I deleted it.
So
I
sad.
would have deleted it if I was
It was
on
over
it,
the top.
but
I
don't
didn't
know
delete
if
it, but
it's
I definitely get a negative mental side effect whenever I go on it
It's
these
good.
days, so.
It's good to share information, but like you don't need to be like you're all gonna die right now. Instead, unless that's a fact, instead you should be like, hey, here's an interesting study. Like, think about reading it. Okay, next, clean something you've never cleaned before.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
My whole house.
Yeah, relatable.
I dusted my ceiling.
Oh,
I've never done that.
Wow.
Because I just had time and I was like, la-di-da, dust.
I'm now learning why people dust.
Oh
Didn't know.
my Amy's allergies are learning.
And now I'm like,
Right.
I'm questioning my whole life. at
Amy,
this
for your
point.
birthday, I'll get you a giant care package of dusting stuff.
Like,
guys,
I'm like,
I have dusting shoes. They're like a dust mop that I know that no one knows this about me. I don't know why you'd know this. I just bought them randomly so I could walk around the house in them and pick up all the dust.
Does it work?
Yeah, it works.
That
It
sounds
picks
fun.
up all the dust.
That
And I
sounds
use
really
it
good.
for the baseboard, so I don't have to bend over.
Wow.
wait,
just
that's
saying.
lit.
That's kind of sick.
I know it is. It's really
Yeah,
weird
because
though.
now I'm like, maybe I feel congested at night and in the morning
And
because my
Of the
room is
dust.
dusty.
Amy, you have mad allergies.
Of dust in there.
Yeah,
I
people
just thought I
can
was
relate
sick
to you
all the
right now,
time.
Amy. Everyone's been posting about allergies right now. Everyone is talking about it a lot. So if you guys relate to Amy, Amy's right there.
I lived my
you.
whole life thinking I was just half sick most of the year.
That is unreal. Yeah, you're right.
You need some good allergy
Okay, I don't
meds.
remember what I cleaned. I knew the answer was yes to this question when we came up with the episode. And I can't think of what I cleaned that I'd never done before. I think it might have been some weird dusting thing too.
Your
though.
room?
No, I think it was a weird dusting thing. I think I dusted a weird part of my house I had never dusted before. I think that's what it was. Lisa, you didn't clean anything?
I didn't.
So you never cleaned before?
I said no.
You probably cleaned all before. Huh?
Yeah.
Lisa's an avid cleaner. Okay. Started a project you've always wanted to.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I would say yes, kind of. Well, not okay. I set up the recording stuff in my house, and that's something I've always wanted to do for a year and a half. Does that count?
Hasn't used it.
Yes.
Does that count?
It does
No,
count.
she
Yes,
has
that
used
counts.
it.
No, I started using it for the
Wait,
band.
then yes. Yeah, that counts. I
That
thought you were
counts?
saying you set up and didn't use it.
I mean, even setting up was a big thing, but I used it. Yes.
Yes,
a
that
project.
totally counts.
Okay, so me. Anyone else?
Okay, I organized all my makeup. I got like an organizing system for it, and I organized all of it. And then I also organized my closet, and now I'm gonna organize under my bed. I bought all the bins for that, so kind of on like an organizing kick.
Well, I've been meaning to put out a new song for many months, and I
Yay,
finally did. It
Lauren!
actually came out today.
Started a
It's
project?
called These Days. Well, it was a new project.
Yes.
The song was. I've
The
been
song
trying
is
to
an old
do.
song,
It's a
guys.
great way, but putting it out was a new project.
It was
I
very
can't
good.
believe you didn't put it up for it. It's weird because I thought about it like a month or so ago. I was like,
It's so good.
It's a great
I
song.
love that song.
So weird.
God's timing.
I took the very first steps of making my paintings into prints for y'all to like purchase.
Oh,
So
yay.
that should be coming at
Oh,
you within the next few months. Don't know exactly. Could be month, could be 2, could be 3, could be 5.
Okay.
I don't know, but I'm really starting it, guys, and it's gonna be
Amy!
lit.
Good job.
So just follow our Instagram for updates, which I don't know when they will be, but they will be there.
okay.
I feel like the only project that I was ever dying to do was put out my own music, and I've been working on that. So
Okay, brag,
I already
brag,
did it.
brag.
Patty,
Well, I was trying to think. I was
Okay.
like, what project am I dying to do? I was like, it always goes back to that.
You know what other project I did? I tended to a basil plant, which I haven't done in a while. And it was a very big project. And it's really coming along.
Those
Okay?
basil plants will get you.
Someone cares. Probably one person in the comments cares. Just a reminder, guys, in the comments, submit your questions for the Q&A. It's going to be at the end of this episode, and you might be a part of it. Next is binged an entire season of a show.
Oh, I've already done 3.
No, not even close.
Here's
Wait, you guys gotta raise your hand so you can see how many.
I just finished my second one.
Oh
Okay,
my!
here's an idea to tell you.
Wait. One of them was only 6 episodes, and one of them was like 9.
Oh,
they were
okay,
like-
that
Oh,
barely
mine
counts.
are 36 episodes, 30 episodes, and then like 8. So.
Okay, here's an idea of how I watch TV. I started the show Cheer on Netflix in early February, and it has 5 episodes, I think, and I finished it in mid to late March.
I can't even look.
So
I can't.
I watch
I
TV
could do
very.
that.
The idea of binging a show, I don't understand
I
that.
love to binge.
I watch one episode and then I wait like a week or like a few days, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll watch another one.
Also, I thought I was sick, so I watched a lot of TV to like rest. But now I'm like, maybe I was never sick.
You always watch a lot of TV.
I think it was
Yes.
allergies.
But
honestly.
usually I don't binge a whole season.
How many
Excuses.
seasons did you binge? Just tell us.
It depends. When I was sick, I binged
When I
one
was
season of Veronica Mars and one season of 911 Lone Star.
I mean, what are these random shows?
Okay.
It's a lot.
Oh my
It's a lot.
Anyway, made a smoothie.
Yes. Yes.
I made a great.
I don't know why that's
Why is
on
this a
the-
thing?
Great
Okay.
smoothie.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I do my
I'm proud of
smoothie
it.
bowls or whatever, pitaya bowls. I did those long before the quarantine, so I wouldn't say yes because I didn't like randomly make a smoothie because of the quarantine.
Is
And I
this-
haven't made them in a
Yeah,
while.
but it's just
Wait.
things you did during quarantine.
Is this a thing that's like people are always wishing they could make a smoothie and like finally?
Yeah, it's like a
I
trendy thing,
made
I
a
guess.
smoothie.
I haven't
That's
made a
so weird.
smoothie in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, watched a documentary.
Yes.
No. Did I?
Raise your hand if you did.
Raise your
I
hand.
can't
don't
remember
do
when the last one I
documentaries.
watched was. I don't think so.
Okay, took a walk.
Yes.
Away from other people.
Yes.
Many walks
6
away
feet.
from everyone.
I was by myself.
Isn't it funny,
so-
guys, when you're on walks and then you see another person and then you have to go on the opposite side of the street as them and you're like, hey, and then someone else is on that side, then you have to go to the other side and you're like, hey.
Yeah, because everyone's out
zigzagging.
these days, so
Yeah.
you're like,
When Chad and I are hiking, we have to like get off the trail because it's not like 6 feet wide. We have to like go into the trees. And
Yeah, I've literally gone up into like the gutter things. I'm like, oh.
I guess my neighbor's not quite as bad. I haven't really been near anyone, but I've seen people out and about. But we just like go on opposite sides, I guess. I don't know. Not as many people. So yes, that is fun. I love the walks that we've been
I
going
can
on.
literally see someone on a walk.
Some
right
people aren't allowed. I heard you guys messaging me. A lot of you are messaging me that where you live in the world, you're not allowed to go on walks for part of your
Oh,
quarantining.
sorry.
So I am very sorry to
See,
hear that.
that's sad because I feel like because I haven't been leaving the house for almost anything except for like the grocery store, going on walks is literally my sanity. Like,
where we live, houses are not that close together. There's a lot of open
there's a lot
space.
of space, yeah.
It's different than if you're picturing like a really crowded city. So it's a very different experience. I'm really happy we still get to go on walks.
Yeah.
Next is done an at-home spa day.
No, I should have though.
Yeah, I should.
I kind of did.
That's a good idea.
I kind of did it really
I
relaxing.
took a bath. I don't know.
Everyone's
Oh
gonna
my
really
gosh.
need to do that, because all the like
you should, guys.
all the different like businesses that are kind of similar to that are closed right now. So you got to do your own, create your own at-home spa.
For anyone
And then-
wondering, sorry, I just grabbed a bag of Lucky Charms marshmallows or what's left of it.
That looks weird.
It's really weird.
It doesn't look
It
like
was
food.
very good to eat though.
It was. Cleaned your makeup brushes.
No.
Yes, I did
I did.
One brush.
Oh, sorry. I was
I did. Yes, it felt amazing.
I
love cleaning my makeup
In
brushes.
my dream, I did.
Okay,
yeah.
everyone is doing this on Instagram stories. Attempted to make, or maybe this is an old person thing again, attempted to make professional level coffee at home.
No.
I already attempt this all the time anyway, so it wasn't.
Okay, not to brag, but I make my coffee in a French press, and that is a very
Oh.
high level of quality. 'Cause
That's
it's not watery and gross, so I already get a professional level of quality on the other days.
I should do that.
I do not drink coffee.
Let me tell you
I drink
this.
decaf, but by the way, everyone who's like, you're pregnant, it's decaf.
The coffee I drink is either someone made it and I bought it, or it's again someone made it and I bought it at the store and I get like a big thing of it and then creamer and I do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use a real coffee maker. I only know how to use those ones you just press ding 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 done. I don't know. So that didn't happen.
I really,
French press, you just watch on YouTube.
I'm
Oh,
not
I actually do know how to
passionate.
use one of those.
Yeah.
I don't have
They're easy to use.
Yeah, I'm not passionate about coffee. Like,
Oh,
I
I'm
like
so
the taste of
passionate.
it a
I
lot,
love coffee.
but I don't know how you tell if it's fancy or not. I
If
really
it's
don't.
watery, it's not fancy. That's
True.
what I'll say.
Oh, there's no water
Okay.
coffee sucks.
Well, that is all of the quarantine bingo, and now we're
Yay,
gonna move
that was
on.
fun.
We're gonna move on to something new, guys. We have a new segment that we're introducing to the podcast. Okay, it's a big moment, and I'm really excited about it. It's really fun. So we have a new thing. Lisa can show you guys what it is, and it is called the Bag of Random. Basically,
I came up with this title.
yeah, Lisa did. The Bag of Random. She's going to be opening up too. She's going to open it up in a sec. I'll explain what it is first. And she's going to read what's in it. And it's going to tell us basically what the theme is of what we're doing. We have a bunch of different things that could be in the Bag of Random. It's like a poll that we're all going to take. Or it is, we have like some different things. One called like
Games.
friend or foe. What would you do, this or that? We have some fun little segments within this Bag of Random game that we're going to be playing, basically. So let's see what it is for today.
Let's jump into the video.
Lisa's
I
gonna
was just hypnotizing myself
open
with
it.
my own fingers.
That's
Anyway.
cool.
In the bag of random, we have a paper.
And what does it
And
say?
this paper says, is that you that needs deodorant, Lisa?
No,
No, it's not. It's number one.
Is that you, Santa Claus?
Poll. What do you think of all the celebrities joining TikTok recently?
Okay, poll. Let's take the poll, guys.
I'll answer first. In general, I love it. It's really fun to see if people sink or swim, because when you do the different TikToks, it's like, oh, that was really bad. Or you surprisingly find out that someone is hilarious that you never knew was hilarious. I've seen, I don't know if she was already on there, but I've seen like J-Lo on there. I mean, I can't even think of all the people. There's so many people.
Everyone has a TikTok.
Yeah, so I really enjoy it.
My personal opinion is all these celebs are joining TikTok now, but is that just because they're home alone and they don't have much to do? And is it really going to continue after the quarantine? Maybe it will, but just saying, I'm a little, just keeping an eye on that.
I mean, okay, the thing is, I like TikToks that are like weird TikToks that are like funny and like you only could have come up with them if you're like a kid named Brad or like
in an obscure
Madison
town.
and you live in Iowa or something. You don't really have anything to do. So you think something really funny and random, like really like homemade kind of stuff.
Aw,
So I'm like, that's what I
it's Lauren's brand.
TikTok for. So even like the really popular ones, I don't really watch them that much. And so like celebs joining are usually just kind of like doing stuff that's popular, which I mean, I don't have a problem with them joining the app. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, you're not allowed to do this on this app. You're not like, I don't really think that is a thing for me to decide about what other people do. But I just am like, it's just too basic generally. They're just like, let me dance, which is like cool. But
some of them are really funny though.
I
I gotta give them credit.
Okay. I mean, I guess I haven't seen
And
that
some
many
of them
so,
are
like,
really good dancers. And I'm like Jason Derulo, he does these TikToks. And I'm like, whoa, he's a really good dancer.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
You know who my favorite? I love Twitch. The guy, he's on TikTok. He's
the
from the
Ellen
Ellen
Show.
Show, and he's an
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
He and his wife do these awesome dances. They're so funny.
when they're using like extreme skills, I'm like,
okay, yeah.
it's
Also,
cool.
guys, I'm sorry, I can't hold it in anymore. I really gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Okay, so
Can't
while
hold it
Kat's
in.
gone, then we're gonna do the next segment, which is
talk about Catherine behind her back.
which is Sister Spotlight.
Oh
Oh my
my
gosh, I think I missed this.
Okay, I actually just realized I didn't give my
Give your
opinion on
TikTok
TikTok.
Okay.
So,
Get miss. You got.
here's what I think. So, I dove into TikTok a while ago. I don't know how. I think it's like the same thing that compels me to binge watch television, compels me to binge watch TikToks. And
Ignoring your problems.
yes, exactly. Lauren is correct. So, during the midnight hours, no, I'm kidding, I never stay up that late. I will be looking on the app, and I really fell in love with its unique charm of fun
Black cloud of smoke.
and
There's like a huge fire somewhere right nearby. Sorry.
Right. There's like
A fire.
I
I'm
really
sure
fell
the
in
voice will
love
text
with its
it.
fun and innovative charm, with its content. Everyone just like having a good time. And I think it's interesting that it was very neglected, and now everyone's like on it when they were kind of like making fun of it before, if that makes sense. So
That's true.
they definitely slept on it, and now they're
It's like the nerd kid comes back from summer and then now he's popular, and it's like, where were you when he was a nerd?
But
you
the
didn't love him.
nerd kid was really just an average person. They just took out their ponytail, took off their glasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were, yeah.
I'm back.
Okay.
See, guys,
thank
this is
you.
what happens when we're really filming the podcast, but then we have to like pause
It
it.
does happen.
so
and it's
you're
always
getting
her
a
going to the
real-
bathroom.
It
I
probably
have
is,
to.
honestly.
Why
Me
did I not
too.
go to the bathroom? I'm one tiny bladder.
Maybe
That's
you're
wild.
used to it. I don't know.
I guess I'm not drinking enough water. Okay. So we're going to go to Sister Spotlight. In Sister Spotlight, each of us has a different segment, and one of us every week gets the spotlight. We have Lauren's Take, Get Real with Christina, Sappy Thoughts with Kath, Amy's Current Crisis, and Exposing Lisa's Weird Past. So who will it be this week? Da-na-na-na-na-na. Lisa!
It's me. All right.
Yes.
This
Me.
Ding!
is
She's
my old diary.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Now,
I've seen
listen,
that before.
that scares me. I've never read from this diary, okay? This is a
I
different
have.
chapter.
I have.
no.
I don't want to know that. This is from, so I wrote in the front page, Lisa Cimorelli's eventful happenings from July 5th, 2009 on. And in the 09, I put a star in the O, like I was that chick. So it opens up with a few like light entries and stuff, a packing list for Disneyland, and then it quickly takes a dark turn into like, why do I cry all the time? Like, I was very confused. It was a weird time in my life.
Wait,
It was
how old were you?
2009. I think this was like 15-year-old Lisa.
Okay.
So basically,
Yeah.
from trying to find an entry to read, I discovered it's just boys, 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 and not like, oh, I'm talking to this boy or having a thing. Like, I saw this boy here. I waved at him. Like, really detailed entries of like encountering boys physically, socially, like in a room. Not like, anyway.
It's like I went to the grocery store.
There's
I saw
no-
Pete.
Yes, there's exactly, literally. There's no like getting close with anyone. It's just like physical encounters of witnessing someone. So, this is an example. July 24th, 11:02 p.m., 2009. I smell like cologne. I just saw Carson. We'll change all the names. So his name is Carson. By the way, how did I ever let him invade my mind for more than 1 nanosecond? I had just finished watching The Women. Alex came in. That's my brother. I won't change my siblings' names. Alex came in whilst I was brushing my teeth. and said there was a car at the top of the DW driveway. Want to come and check it out? Duh, all caps underlined. Of course I want to go check out a car on top of my driveway.
Duh.
So, because it could be a boy. So, we crawled up and checked it out.
Crawled.
Don't interrupt me, okay? I gotta get through this. So, turns out it was Alexa and Catherine, her friend. But we didn't find that out till later. Literally, I just described things in detail. We proceeded to walk down the street, go around the park, and see see Jim and Michael, our brother, in Jim's truck. They just arrived minutes ago. I decided to sneak up and startle them. Mission more than accomplished. Talk for a minute or two, then walk down the street again. As we were passing the neighbor's house, Carson and Bob happened to be coming down to get something from Bob's car. So,
Wait, is that not Jim?
No, it's a different.
Oh, okay.
This is different. These are neighbors, the neighbor boys. So now I'm on the street witnessing a person in their driveway, writing about it in my diary. They stopped on the driveway to question who we were from the other side of the street. After hearing the name Cimorelli, they said, "Come over and say hi." Who was the one I had a crush on? Carson gave me a full hug while I stuck to one arm. Booyah! He totally smelled like cologne, and now I do as well. Grr. Although, on the plus side, at least it's nice cologne. But that's about it. So then we walked back to Michael and Jim. We were talking to them, as well as Sarah and Todd, who had just arrived, my brother's friends, when Christina yelled up the driveway for Michael. Hide! Then Christina and Catherine
What does
came
that
up.
mean?
It means
She
you
had
were
to
yelling up
hide.
the driveway, like, Michael! So then I was like, oh my
Oh,
God,
I thought you
Christina's
meant I yelled
coming.
hi. I was like,
She yelled up the driveway, so I was like, hi.
Michael.
Christina and Catherine came up, and we were revealed by Michael. So me and Alex, he's like, oh yeah, Lisa and Alex are right there. We're like, drat! Christina talked to Sarah while Alex, Catherine, and I went walking. We came back and talked to Jim. I gave him the anything that's not a no is a yes lecture, which means the opposite of what you think. I told him, if you don't tell a girl no, I don't like you, she's going to take everything you say as, yes, I do like you. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're going to keep hanging on to you every way they're talking to you unless you say, no,
It does
I'm
sound
not
weird before you
interested in
say
you.
that.
Yeah, it sounds bad, but it makes sense. I was saying, you need to
Be
be
upfront.
clear with women that you are not interested and don't like
Lead
them,
them on.
or you will be leading
Yeah.
them on. Yes. So I gave him that lecture as like a 15-year-old, and he was like, well, that makes sense. Now this is where it ends. This is 11 p.m., by the way. Now I'm going to take a shower and either go forking, put forks in people's grass, or go to bed, depending on whether or not Michael calls me. We shall see. Mwah, Lisa Cimorelli.
Oh,
So
my
that
gosh.
was my weird journal. Do you see how many details I put in of like, then we walked here, circled around the block, came back, saw
Yeah.
this person. Like,
It's like if I was writing that, I'd be like, I saw these people today. Next.
right? It was I think it was like a weird nostalgia of like, I need to hang on to every good moment that happens and like relive it. I don't know. I can't tell you why I did that, but
Oh my gosh.
just a
Very
thing inside the
riveting.
mind.
Another peek into Lisa's strange mind and very strange past. Very interesting. Well, moving on. We are now at the live
Yay! Live Q&A.
I got
I'm
some
excited.
questions right in front of me, and we're gonna start. So this is from you guys. First question is from what would you say? Beatrice Lanting.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds
I
alright.
really hope that's how you say your name. Otherwise, I don't know how you say it. What is the longest you've gone without having a crush?
What is?
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Crush
What
like
does that mean?
crush
though?
or crush like crush?
Like a crush on someone that you're
Guys,
thinking
let's
about a
just
lot.
say in general, any kind of crush.
Okay, unfortunately, I have to say not that long,
I don't
and I
think
think that's a
ever.
mistake.
I think I always had a crush.
I've remember times where I'm like, oh, I don't have a crush on anyone. This is so boring.
Well, I remember like what would happen would be like, oh, I was in an activity like musical theater, swim team, and then it ended for the season or whatever. So I was like, okay, I gotta find a new crush now. And then I would just start looking. I don't think I had that conscious thought process, but I was like, okay, if I'm not thinking about someone, hello, I gotta be listening to Avril Lavigne and my favorite songs. and think about my crush.
Hello.
Wait, I will say for like there's a few times where I remember like a dark time in like 2013, 14, where I just didn't have a crush on anyone and more than like a day. Like you see someone you have a crush on and move on. I didn't have a more than like a day or two crush on someone for like a year or two, and that was a weird time for me.
I probably gone like a couple months.
Yeah, that's probably the same.
I am like to have a lot of like crushes in my back pocket that I don't necessarily think about in general.
Relatable.
If that makes sense.
Relatable.
Like
That was
I
me.
really just like
So you
all
always have
they
one.
cycle in and out of being my main crush, but I don't really have a main crush a lot of the time. It's just like, oh,
So how long would you say?
Never.
not really
0 days.
much.
Okay. Next question, Laura. Why don't you read that top one?
Ciara Pilkington, are you making more SGC merch or any new merch soon?
Good
Well.
question. Sure.
Sure, we will tell you.
Exclusively.
We are going to announce this on the rest of our social media tomorrow, actually.
Ooh.
But we are coming out with a new merch launch next Saturday. I think that is the 11th. Let me just double check that. Yes, on April 11th. And you actually guys already kind of caught on because we posted some pictures and you guys are like, is this new merch? You were right.
Oh,
Good job.
Guys,
Coming
I
next
have to say,
Saturday.
this is just my own opinion, but this is a really special collection of merch. Like, I've already worn all the pieces like multiple times. We only got them like a week ago, like the first little batch, and I'm obsessed. And I feel like they're gonna go with all my outfits for this summer. I actually want to get like multiple of them because I feel like I'm gonna wear them out so much. This is probably my favorite merch launch we've ever done, honestly.
really
It's
Pretty
really
cute.
iconic.
And I've loved a lot of our merch launches, but this one's like my fave.
Amazing. So, Kath, why don't you read this
Okay.
one from?
Oh, sure. Okay. This is from Raya or Ria. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Raya Malia. How do you feel comfortable on camera?
That's a really good question because for a long time, I did not feel comfortable on camera. Actually, some days I still don't feel comfortable on camera.
Me too.
But it was a process. Like we had to film so many times for me to feel. I mean, even feeling comfortable hearing my own voice recorded, I was like, hearing my talking voice. Now I don't care. But like in the beginning, I was like, so it was like practice and like choosing to not rip myself to shreds every time I watched a video of myself. If I did that, I'd probably never feel comfortable.
Well, you know what I would
Yes.
say is I think you just need to be on camera. Like you just need to start doing it
Yes.
because if you never do it, you'll never get used to it. So just start like posting a video of yourself on your Instagram story. Like even that's one way of doing it. Just constantly. And for me, like editing the footage, I feel like maybe I'm the most comfortable on camera because I watch myself for hours every week and like see it and I'm like, okay, like that's how I am. That's what I look like. That's what I do.
And I think
Yeah.
a deeper part of that would be ask yourself, why are you on camera? Because if you're like, I want to share my art, or you're like, I want to impact people, or I have something to say, like go back to the real reason of why you are on camera. And if you have a reason, then you're gonna realize my job is not to be a perfect model or a Barbie like that, unless maybe that is why I want to be on camera. But if you are that, you're probably gonna hate yourself,
Bad
honestly,
job.
because that's a really high standard to live to. But if you're really like, I'm sharing my art, I'm doing, I have a message, I want to say something, like that's why you're on camera. So just remember, like, yeah, you might look a little weird, or your hair might look a little off, or your voice might sound a little, annoying to you. But that's okay because that's not why you're on camera. It's bigger than that.
Anyone else?
I agree.
I got
Yeah, I
the next one. All right. Next question is from Avery Simpson. What were some things you struggled with as teens? Ooh. Okay, I can tell you one. I had a lot of social anxiety as a teen. I still deal with that today, but it was really to the point where I just didn't know. Like, I felt really like kind of weird and like out of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I just didn't feel like I fit in. And I really struggled feeling like, I don't think I fit in. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I fit in, blah, blah, blah. And I felt really out of place a lot. I know that's a normal thing, but I felt really out of place as a teen. It doesn't matter. I'm talking to Nick. Go.
I struggled a lot with loneliness, deep depths of sadness. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of great friends. A lot of like confidence issues. I struggled just a lot in general as a teenager.
Body image. Just I hated the way that I looked and I thought I had a horrible body and it never looked right. So
Right.
Yeah, mine was just a really painful insecurity, like feeling like I wasn't good enough, feeling like I was invisible, like I was ugly, like no boy was ever gonna like me that wasn't weird. You know what I mean? Like, oh, boys like you, but they're kind of weird. So does that mean that I'm weird? Like, and also just I had some really bad friendships as a teenager that not all my friends, but some of them growing up were very toxic. And I think that really wore on my self-esteem, made me feel even more insecure and just very like criticized. So I think I was just extremely hard on myself and very insecure.
Yeah, I struggled a lot with like speaking up in a lot of different ways. Like literally just speaking in general of like being with a group of people and just feeling like I don't have the right thing to say, so it's not saying anything, or like being friends with like some toxic people where I didn't really know how to tell them like, hey, this hurts my feelings, or like I don't like this, or oh, I want to do this. So I struggled with that a lot as a teenager. Not so
these
much now, though.
These are all pretty common things. So you guys feel like that and you're a teen, or maybe you're in your 20s or 30s or older. These are normal struggles of the human experience. So don't feel like you're the only one if you're going through those. We have been through them and still go through them right now. So I'm going to do one last question, then we're going to wrap up this first episode. And this is from Harry
Atherton, yeah.
Who is married, engaged, or single? So let's go down the line. Who wants to start?
Okay, we can start on my side. I'm engaged.
Married.
I'm single.
I am single.
I am engaged.
Whoa.
There you have it. There's the update. All right, guys. Thank you so much for
you.
joining us in our
Yay.
first live episode of the Cimorelli Podcast. This is season 4, episode 1. Now, episode 2 is going to be also live, but it's only going to be available on Patreon. So Patreon members, aka patrons, they're going to be able to access the live stream, and it's going to be cool because you're going to have a really good chance of being the question because there's not going to be as many people on that. So if you want to be a part of the next live episode, you're going to need to be on Patreon. The one following that is going to be back on YouTube. It's every other one is on YouTube. And then also for the past season we did, half of the entire season, so 10 episodes are, was it 10? 10 episodes are on Patreon, and the other 10 episodes are on this Cimorelli Podcast YouTube channel. So if you join our Patreon, not only are you going to get to join in next week's episode, you're also going to get to see all of the past episodes that are Patreon only, and all the episodes in general are on Patreon. Plus, what else is there on our Patreon?
There's a lot of stuff. We have the Cimorelli magazine, which is a weekly magazine where all the girls get interviewed. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, I'm the one that edits them. And we talk about a ton of things. We share recipes, style tips, a lot of like personal growth advice and like life stories. It's very personal. We also do Q&As where we answer our patrons' questions. We kind of like get to interact with you guys. We give you guys video shout outs every single week. And there's a ton of cool content and rewards that are only available for patrons. So definitely check out Patreon. It's only $5 a month. So it's really not that much to get a ton of extra content every month. You get the podcast and all the other content. Yes. So check it out.
So if you want to see our next episode, Patreon only, the one following that, episode 3, is going to be back on this channel. And like I said, we are working on upping the quality of this stream. We have a lot of big plans. Also, hopefully the sign will be lit up. You'll see it's amazing. Yeah, lots of things will be changing. But thank you guys so much for joining us for this first episode. And thank you so much for just supporting the Cimorelli Podcast in general. We have like some really, really loyal followers and fans of this podcast. So we appreciate you guys so much. It's something that we love to do, and we're so glad that it's helped so many of you. We will see you guys in the next episode if you're on Patreon, and we'll see you in the third episode if you're only on YouTube. See you guys later. Thank you so much for joining. Bye. See you later.
See you then.
See ya.